Episode 6, man.
And we're back at it again with another episode of
Mawlz And Donn, baby.
Welcome back to episode 6.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, 6, man.
And thank y'all, all of you who've been watching throughout from the beginning. We appreciate you.
Y'all.
We see you on Instagram. We see you on YouTube.
Yep.
Please continue to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yep.
Like, comment, and follow our Instagram account, Mawlz_and_Donn on Instagram.
Facts, man. So what y'all listening to right now, this is an unreleased track. I never released it. This is me, produced by the 215s. And you hear this girl in the background. If you listen close, you hear Miss Molly Mawlz.
Got some background vocals in there going up.
We need to come with a tape.
I know, right? We need to actually work on a record.
We really do.
We have things done together where I've done backgrounds, but we haven't done an actual song where both of us are featured on it yet.
So let's stop sleeping. Let's do that.
You already know.
But yeah, man, we back. Episode 6, like we said, man. Y'all came to fuck with us. We came to fuck with y'all. You know what I mean? And it's been a crazy week.
It's been a lot going on this week. Russia decided to go ahead and get crazy on us and send their troops and some airstrikes and a lot of other unfortunate war beginning tactics over into Ukraine. So
Ukraine, man.
Pray for Ukraine, y'all, because this shit is not looking good.
It's really not, man. And Putin, he just, I don't know, what is he trying to prove? Like, what is he trying to do?
So really what it is it's he wants to own, he doesn't think that Ukraine should be able to exist. He thinks that it should be a part of Russia and that he has the right to go in and just take the shit.
Pretty much.
So he also got pissed off because Ukraine recently applied to be a part of NATO, which is the, military alliance.
Yeah.
And because of something like this, them wanting protection from something like this, and that pissed him off. So he was just like, oh, y'all think you want to, get some allies on your team? Let's just invade now before you can even achieve that.
Yeah. It's just like Afghanistan. Any country that wants to become like a democratic state or whatever it's called.
Or to be sovereign, to be independent from Russia,
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's messed up because the civilians have done nothing to deserve this. The people of Russia are pissed. They don't want this either. So right now, until either whether it be us or other countries go aid Ukraine, they're in a pretty bad position right now because I believe they bombed the airport, or the airport's closed.
Yeah.
People are trying in droves to get out of the city, to get out of where the strikes are happening.
Man.
And they're also saying now the president has told the civilians that men aged 18 through 60 are not allowed to leave the country because they're going to be needing them to fight. So all I can say, I get goosebumps even talking about it because we're so blessed and we are so ungrateful.
Seriously.
Because we don't realize that we are so blessed to be living in a place where we're generally protected, generally safe. We're not waking up to airstrikes. We're not having our buildings randomly bombed or LAX bombed or closed. And can you imagine?
Could you imagine? Like, seriously. And I've been watching it so closely, man. It's I've been watching it before I even started. You know what I mean? Like most people just on the edge about it. But now when I think it was Thursday, whatever day it was, when they started sending them missiles in.
Yeah.
I woke up, I said, God damn, it's really
the sirens
happening.
going, and then that video of the tank earlier you posted.
You seen that shit,
this
man?
old man, they just ran over his car in a giant army tank. The guy actually survived miraculously.
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell.
He was
Because
an
when you
old
see
guy.
that video, you're like, whoa, he just got squished like a roach.
Yeah, seriously, man. But like Mawlz said, we really blessed to be in this country because what I've been seeing, man, is they in the capital now. At first it was 2 regions that were taking over, but now they're actually in the capital, bombing the capital, trying to really overthrow the government.
Did you see the video with I forget right now the name, but basically there was a little island over there. And I believe it was 13 or 14 military that were Ukrainian were killed because, basically they brought in some type of Russian warship, and they were either surrender to us and give up this island or we're going to kill y'all. And they were just fuck you, Russia, and they killed them. But I mean,
I didn't see that one.
They stood bravely for their country, and they didn't just let them take it, even though they did die. They stood there and literally just said, fuck y'all, no.
Yeah, man. So it's I just pray that we don't really... First of all, I hope Putin doesn't fuck with any the NATO members, because that's going to trigger everybody's going to jump into the war.
And that's what everyone's worried about, because then God forbid China decides to go on and help Russia out, then I don't know, but shit's going to get ugly. It's already ugly, but it'll get way uglier from there. And I also read today that Poland sent in a lot of supplies, basically, war supplies today. So now Poland is aiding Ukraine, which means that they might be the next target. Who knows? But keep Ukraine in your prayers, and just whatever you can do. If there's any legit donation sites or the Red Cross, stuff of that nature. Because it's like the hard thing is like, what can we really do? It's hard. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so much we can do. Bring attention to it, potentially donate, but you know, this is one of those things that's out of society's hands for the most part.
Yeah, it was sad, man. I seen all the Ukrainians, man, the women, children, old, young, in the fucking subway station. They were like just eating what they had to eat. And
I mean, and they're not getting, you know, people in the damaged areas aren't getting adequate medical care. Families are being separated. So I mean, just like every other war altogether, this is what it brings. It's catastrophic and it's unnecessary. But you know, here we are with our political leaders wanting to have a dick measuring contest. So
exactly. And then what I'm scared of too, because if Russia successfully pulls this off, that means China's looking at them, and so is what's the other country? North Korea. So North Korea is going to be, okay, sanctions, okay, we're taking over South Korea. China, okay, we want Thailand now.
Well, that's a big issue too, is basically it's like if he goes in and thinks he can just pull this off and does, then exactly, it gives other, you know, tyrannical and dictator-like world leaders the idea like, oh shit, well, if he could do that and it wasn't that hard for him, maybe we can start taking over territories too. So of course. Anyways, y'all, like I said.
So viewers don't understand this topic, man. This is the biggest topic this is the biggest, not even topic. This is crazy right now. So if you was Miss Madam President, what would you do?
What would I do? Jesus. If I was Jill Biden.
If you was Mawlz Biden. If you was Madam President right now in the White House.
I honestly am not sure, because I wish I could say more of what I think I would do, because I don't know politics well enough to even say I would know what the fuck to do. But I mean, I think that going into it the way Joe Biden has, like, he's issuing the sanctions, and then Russia's kind of like, we don't give a shit, we'll pay you up front in cash, like we have it, y'all don't, y'all the broke ones. And so, you know, us kind of just being like, you know, give us some money, I don't think that really deters shit. So I feel like you do have to meet force with force, but I also understand kind of withholding using that power until absolutely necessary, because at the end of the day, again, like all it does is bring death and destruction, and innocent people die. So I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I'll do either. I'm like, because they have nukes, we have nukes. They have thousands of nukes, we have thousands of nukes. Like, so those but like, we don't want to use the nukes.
Fuck no. Putin, please don't send a nuke, man.
We don't want them, no.
I mean, because even if it doesn't even hit us, just them send a nuke, we send a nuke.
Anywhere. And also, like, just the idea of a nuke in general. Not only the effects of what it does in the moment it explodes, but then to the climate, to the environment, releasing radiation.
That's what I was going to say. So even it doesn't have to hit land. It can fuck up crops. It can fuck up everything. You know?
We don't need no nukes, guys. No.
Please don't press that button, man. If you press that button, I'm going to Canada. Let me in, please. We're going to Mexico.
You said Mawlz. Let me in, please. We're going down to TJ. We just going to get
going
drunk.
Somewhere. We're getting the fuck out of America, man. Because just pray for this world. It's so crazy, man. And,
When with everything going on, I know earlier off camera you had written something that you were going to share with our viewers.
I did wrote something. Like, I'm an artist that, like, when I get inspired, it makes me. I'm an inspirational artist. Like, I'm not Kendrick or Cole, but they're like kind of the same. Like, they pop out when they feel inspired, you know?
Yeah. And they rap about relevant topics and like stuff that actually matters, rather than just smacking ass and stuff.
Exactly. Everybody likes to smack some ass though, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm the kind of artist that I don't drop a lot of music.
He knows when to smack the ass and when to call.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna smack some ass after this.
I'm dead.
Nah. So yeah, I did. I was watching CNN and shit. I'm watching it and I'm like, you know what, we got this podcast coming up. Let me just get some shit off. It's like therapy. You know how it is. You're a writer. So it's like I just start writing. It's about the world. It's about the war. It's about a lot of stuff. So I'm going to spit that later on.
All right, cool.
That's cool with you.
Yeah,
later on, yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't want to give them too many bars too early. You know? But
so yeah, we've touched on the Ukraine, which, like, I don't know, it's not too much else to say other than the situation's really sad, and like I wish it was more I personally could do, or that, you know, we collectively could do. I was out in the streets the other night, and it was funny. I was running to a beauty supply store, and on the corner, this was in Studio City, there was a large protest. It was probably like 200 people out there, mostly Ukrainian and Russian.
Yeah, I seen on your story.
And they were like out there just going hard, having all the cars honking with all their flags and their signs, fuck Putin this and no war that. Like, nobody wants this. So it's just, you know, it's really disrespectful what Putin's out here doing.
Who thought we would see another war in our lifetime?
I mean, after what we've seen in the last couple of years, I can't put nothing past nothing.
It's crazy, man.
Like,
it's like
first COVID, and then now this, and then Bill Gates had said something recently. There was an article saying, you know, oh, now that COVID and, you know, the COVID-19 pandemic has died down a bit, don't get too comfortable because there's another one coming. He legit said that. Like, he already knows there's another one coming.
This shit is planned. It's planned.
Yeah, so it's like now we can't catch a break if that's the case. COVID, World War III, new pandemic, new whatever. It's just like, man, what a time to be alive.
Right? I thought 2020 or the 2000s, the new millennium was going to be like flying cars and
just all cool shit, cool tech
like,
shit.
Not no motherfucking, all we got is fucking self-checkout and COVID. Like, we don't want this shit, man. Like, seriously, though. Like, and even self-checkout be long-ass lines. Come on, do something about this shit, man.
Oh, Lord.
You know. You know the Jetsons was, like the cartoons. You know, like we expecting that type of shit.
Honestly, we're not too far off from that, even though we don't have the flying cars and stuff yet. Like, all the other stuff they had in the episodes, for the most part, we have.
Yeah, true.
Let's see. So we got some other topics in the news today.
What we got?
So Queen Elizabeth, 95-year-old, hit with COVID. This I only bring up because it's funny to me, and I want to know your opinion on this. Not the fact that she got COVID. That's not funny to me. But so there's been many hoax articles over the years of people saying that Queen Elizabeth died, right? So this has happened at least like 6 times where some news outlet reports that she passed, everyone freaks out, and then it gets debunked, and we realize that never happened. It's happened many times. So
I thought she... Never mind.
She said, I thought she'd been dead.
I ain't gonna lie to you. She's still kicking. That's crazy. Salute to her.
But this is why I bring this up. Because the Instagram Hollywood Unlocked?
Yeah, of course.
It's kind of like Shade Room, but, different.
Jason Lee?
Yes, Jason Lee. So, with that said, on the morning of 2/22/22,
crazy.
Which is the only time we're ever going to see that repeated numerology in our lifetimes.
Man, I hope you guys manifested, because that was a big manifestation day and new journeys. And
so on that day, Kanye also had his Donda 2 Experience concert or whatever it was that night in Miami. So how this all ties in is that Jason Lee, he posted that Queen Elizabeth died on his site, right? Yeah. And they were like, she got COVID and then she passed away, and I'm the first one with the news. And everyone was kind of calling bullshit, because they're just like, how are you the first person when this is like a type of thing where when this lady dies, it's like a royal like rollout of announcements and like things that have to be in place because of the, that whole kingdom situation.
Like
anyway,
he's in his England group chat,
as if he knew,
right? In a group chat or something.
But this is where it's funny, and I think that this is something to do with Kanye. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Because he posts that. The internet went into an uproar. Everyone in the comments is like, delete that. That ain't true. Like, how you the first to know? Yeah. Then in his post explaining himself, he wrote like a little note, and it was like, number 1, my sources are always credible. Number 2, basically a list of why the post was true. But the 5th thing on the list was, and I'll be at the Donda Experience tonight with Kanye, la la la, shout out. And then I'm laughing because I'm like, why in your post trying to defend your news are you shouting out Kanye and the Donda concert in attached to something that you're probably lying about, which is the Queen being dead? Anyway, I'm like, crazy. This was a Kanye promotion. Like, that was to promote Kanye. I think so, absolutely.
That's some Kanye shit.
Because then the next day I go to look, and it wasn't true. The article was debunked. It's not on any other news sites, and there was nothing else said about it. And I'm just like, so you got the internet in an uproar talking about the Queen dead, and all that traffic was just to promote Kanye. And I'm like, I wonder what type of bag he got from Kanye to do that, because that's really jeopardizing your platform.
Allegedly, we gotta say allegedly.
Allegedly. But I mean, come on.
It is Kanye West, man.
I wouldn't put it past him.
He got all that money. Hey, he got all that money. It seems like we talk about Kanye every episode.
We talked really about him a couple times, but you know what? He's been staying in the news on purpose because of everything he's got going on.
He got all this money. He could do what he wants to do. Like, that's what it really is. I think he just Donda 2, please, man, make it better than Donda 1, man. Come on.
But you know what's interesting too about Kanye is that he definitely has had a bit of a narrative shift recently with the release of Genius, his new docuseries.
Oh yeah, that's what I want to talk about.
So what's crazy about that
shit was dope.
It's very good. It's very inspirational.
Seriously.
But it's so funny because it's like 1 week right before it came out, he's getting talked about like he's harassing Kim, like this is real stalker behavior. This isn't right. This is like harassment, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And now the documentary comes out a week later, and now everyone's like, Kanye's our god.
Yeah, no, for real. Because Kanye, hey, he a Gemini, man. That's how it is with me. I'm not that unorthodox and stuff. But you know, one day you hate us, one day you love us, man. That's how it is. You know.
I mean, he knows how to play both sides of the coin, so I give him that.
Yeah. But the docuseries, that was like super inspirational.
Yeah, it's very good. I definitely would recommend watching. It gives you some insight into him as an artist and a person.
Nah, for real. It was a part in there where like tripped me out. He was like, I guess he didn't know Pharrell at that time. And then Pharrell came out and he was like, "What's up, Kanye West, man?" I'm like, "Damn, that's crazy." So his come up like,
and that's whenever he showed him Through the Wire, and then he like walked out the studio. He was so impressed. He was like, "Holy shit!" I mean, and Kanye, like we've said a million times, like we respect his creative genius. Like we don't always agree with his quote unquote personal decisions, but it's not our business anyway.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Let's see. Also in the news this week, Dave Chappelle has more Netflix comedy coming. 4 new Dave produced specials.
Dope.
So canceled where?
Right.
That's what I want to know, because y'all was all canceling Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle's so offensive.
Come on, man.
Canceled where? He knew he wasn't going nowhere.
Yeah, he's a comedian. Like, what do you expect? He's a comedian, man. Stop being so soft nowadays, man.
Yeah, people really need to chill. Like, what do they say in South Park? The PC babies.
Yeah, like
stop being PC babies out here.
Man, like, come on. He's a comedian. He's going to offend people. You know, he's going to make people laugh. That's what it is. I miss the world when it was the 90s and stuff. And it was just like, you could say what you want and people just didn't care.
Yeah, and I'm sure some did. Like, some got offended.
Of course. Yeah.
Nowadays, people feel like they have to take this whole, like, take on this martyr role of, like, I'm going to bring down this person for this one comment or for this one opinion or whatever it is. Exactly. It's like, that's just not how, like, relating and, like, communication and humanity works. Like, y'all can't just cancel everybody. It don't work like that.
You guys know that, like, we're human beings and every human being has an opinion, right? Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
and every human being gonna fuck up, and every human being isn't always on point with like political correctness. You know what I mean? And especially comedians, I feel like they really need to get the biggest pass, because it's like their job is to make you uncomfortable and then you laugh. Like,
and it's like nowadays we don't even give people time to learn from their mistakes or even apologize. It's just, oh, you're canceled.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I loved seeing that headline because I was like, canceled where?
Yeah. That's just gonna be funny because he's one of the top comedians, man. It's fucking hilarious.
All right, so also in the news this week, Megan Thee Stallion calls out Tory Lanez. "I'm no liar, here's the receipts." So taking it back to probably last summer? I'm
Team Tory. City Boys up.
Oh, Lord. So, I mean, and we don't know, like, you know, it's still going to trial. I think the pre-trial date is set for like April 5th or something along those lines. But to catch y'all up, if you don't know, last summer, there was some incident where Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion were out and about, I guess at Kylie Jenner's house and bopping around Hollywood. And they were with one of her other good friends, Kelsey. And something happened. Some issue went down. Nobody has really disclosed what the issue was. I got the scoop on that. What he...
Because academics. I
mean, I've seen academics, but I feel like...
With Tory herself. So Tory was like, man, good dick will have you...
fucking two best friends and causing issues or whatever.
So he was fucking both of them. That's the real... See, now shit is coming out. See, we didn't know that part. So he was fucking both of them, I guess. Meg found out. She was drunk.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know though, because I feel like it could be the truth, but there's two sides to every story. She's saying that's completely false.
It's all alleged.
Yeah, it's all alleged. They're saying that, there was a bunch of people jib-jabbing on the internet today talking about the DNA is in and his DNA wasn't on the gun. But then Meg's lawyers came back saying, well, actually, no, there is no DNA results that have been released to the public, so y'all are just capping. So who knows? But at the end of the day, domestic violence is wrong. Don't shoot people in the foot. I don't care why or what happened. And we don't know. He could have been the shooter. That's what Megan says. Also, could have been Kelsey. Could have been one of his homeboys. We don't know, and we may never know until the trial. And even then,
hey, you know what? I think the judge should be like, man, your dick is 3 years. You know, because that's what really caused it. Shit, I mean, like, you know, like, pause.
If that's what really caused it. I don't know.
City Boys up, Tory.
I don't know.
Keep making them hits, man. I support you, man.
I don't really support him. Sorry,
and I fuck with Megan, too. Megan is a dope-ass artist, too. Like, she's dope as fuck.
Yeah, she is. And I just feel like she's getting the short end of the stick in this situation, honestly, because she did get shot.
See,
the medical examiner literally said those are bullet fragments in her foot, not glass.
How can you? All right, so that's kind of the police fault too, because how can you arrive on the scene and not know that she's shot?
Well, and then also in the moment, I will give this to Megan too. So at one point in the very beginning of this happening, like the night it happened, she went on record to say, "I didn't initially rat him out because we were surrounded by cops. You know what happens to black people and cops. Like, so and it was right after the George Floyd shit. So she actually, even after this little idiot did what he did, was trying to protect him. And then he came out online talking all this shit. And so I don't know. I lost respect for him after this situation, regardless, especially the way he's handled it online. I just think he's a clown. But
it's all
we can have varying opinions.
Hey, she Team Megan. I'm Team Megan too. But hey, Tory, I got your back. They trying to cancel you, bro. You got your hairline back. You out here winning.
He's got one of the man weaves. He do. He's
Dice.
got the man weave with the faded taper.
He going to Dice? Let me find out.
He might be. You never know. All right. So also this week in the news, Tinder Swindler. I know you haven't seen this yet, but I know you've heard of things like this. So the Tinder Swindler is a show on Netflix, and it's following a bunch of women who were victims of a dating site fraud guy. So to make a long story short, catch you up, this guy, like, not too bad looking dude. You can see he's on the left right there. That's his bodyguard with his head all messed up. But anyway, so what he did is he got on sites like Tinder and Bumble and all that, and he, basically finessed and defrauded a bunch of middle-aged women out of money. Now, they're a little bit slow in my opinion, because I'm sorry, this guy told the one lady, he said, yo, I need $25K because my enemies are after me. You need to take out a loan. And some of these women were like, okay. Like, I'm sorry, if you tell me, I don't care who you are, that you need 25K because your enemies are after you, I'm going to be like, oh, well, good luck with that. I hope that you figure that out, because that's nothing to do with me.
No, I mean, but if it was your baby, that's your boo, and you like,
I mean, I guess,
you might slide him a little 5 bands.
But look, this is a situation where these people just met this dude online, and they've only known him for like 2 months or like 3 months.
Yeah, there it is.
So just watch out, and like watch out, your aunties and your mamas who are out here on these dating sites. Let them know that all that glitters ain't gold. Most people are full of shit. Definitely. If you got somebody out here, saying, I'm gonna take you on private jets and I got an island and all this other stuff, but then they're asking you to take out loans and give them 5, 10, whatever K, because whatever situation, just don't let it happen to you. I read some crazy figure that in 2021, somewhere upwards of like, I don't know, $400 million or something had been swindled out of people by love frauds, like romance scammers. Hey, so it's a hustle out here right
Once
now.
Again, city boys up. Whoever that is, city boys winning. There's another one too. If you getting 25 bands, man, for nothing, man. Hey, salute to you.
You're
man.
Just a scammer. But hey, I guess you're a professional scammer.
You gotta blame the girls in that situation. You gotta blame the girls in that situation.
I mean, I just feel bad because the thing is these people are probably like those small town, like super good hearted, like really over trusting type of people. Yeah. And it sucks because it is like you have to be grown and aware of what you're doing and like, who you're dealing with. But I still do have a little bit of a soft spot for them because it's like, man, you got played. Like, man. And like some people lost their whole like life savings. Yeah. There was another one called Love Fraud, which was similar. I think that one's on Amazon, but that one was even worse. This dude married like 10 or 12 of them like at the same time, took this one lady's husband's 401k and then would just dip off.
That's out.
He had warrants out for his arrest, like all this other shit. So yeah, just watch out here on these dating sites.
Yeah, man.
So also in the news this week,
what else we got?
We got I don't know if you saw this. So a helicopter crashed near Miami Beach. And did you see the video? So the helicopter, like there's a bunch of beachgoers, and the helicopter, you just see it coming into frame. And then right before it gets to like the shoreline where all the people are, it just goes, crashes right into the ocean. Damn. And miraculously, they all survived.
Damn.
So it's like maybe because the water was shallow and it was like 5 feet of water. I don't know. But
that's even worse because then you would think if it's 5 feet of water, then there'd be a bigger impact.
Maybe, but then also it's like the water is buoyant, so it probably you don't hit as hard if you hit the water. It like kind of like would be buoyant and like lift you back up. And if it's only 5 feet, imagine if you're like out like 20, 30 feet, it sinks immediately. Yeah, but if you're only in 5 feet, it can't really sink, so you'd probably still be able to get the door open.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But that would be horrifying.
Man, what?
And even crazier, so you watching the video.
That's one of my worst fears, man.
Watching the video, a bunch of people who were swimming just all of a sudden like go swim out and start helping these people. So you see the droves of people who are just like, get me the hell out of here. And then you see the other half who are going to help. So it's just kind of like indicator of how many helpers versus how many are willing to flee a scene.
Can you imagine? That just made me like think about Kobe and Gianna when that happened. Can you imagine? Just that situation, period, is going down and just like, oh my
just
God.
all of the chaos and
you
just
got your
fear.
daughter with you. Can you believe that? Like that really tripped me out when that happened, man.
Man, that's one of those days that like people will never forget where they were at the moment they heard the news or saw the news.
Yes. A sidebar, speaking of Kobe, shout out my youngest son, man. He's named after Kobe Bryant.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
shout
He's Kobe
out
Johnson, but C-O-B-Y, but that's why I named him Kobe.
Aww.
But yeah, shout out little guy. But yeah, I was watching the All-Star game, and then I seen his wife. It just made me think, like, man, like Kobe really gone, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had to touch on that, man.
I know.
That was my guy.
Yeah, because we were talking about the helicopter stuff. But
yeah,
I remember when it was first thing in the morning, and I was working at the dispensary, and I was on the iPad getting ready to open up the shop. And maybe
that day it happened?
Yeah, the day that it happened. Maybe we had already been open for like a half hour or something. Anyway, I just remember I would always check TMZ real quick first thing in the morning every day just to see what's going on. And the headline popped up saying, Kobe in a helicopter crash, presumed dead. And I was like, what? And so I started telling everybody in the dispensary, and everyone's like losing their minds, like, this can't be true. Like, there's no way. Nobody believed it.
Yeah.
And then like an hour later, the report came out that it was him and his daughter, like, and then the footage of the hills and stuff. And everybody, like everyone who came into the shop that day was just like crying, upset, talking about it.
Yeah.
And it was, that was a bad day for, the Bryants, and a really bad day for LA and everyone else who was on the helicopters. So.
Man, I remember that day vividly. That was my Amazon days, and I used to drive the Amazon trucks and shit. So I was like, you had to go to a gas station before your shift, and then everybody's gassing up. And my boy, I forgot his name, he walked up and said, bro, Kobe just died? I said,
you said bullshit,
bro,
right?
Yeah, bullshit. Like, bro, no, I'm serious. Kobe died. I said, bro, I just watched the game last night where he was at the Laker game.
Yeah.
It was, that's when LeBron came up to him, I think it was that night, or 2 days before that. He said, no, Kobe's dead. I said, bro.
Don't play with me like that.
No, seriously, I got in the car. I went on Instagram. I said, Kobe involved in the helicopter. I said, oh, shit. So then I'm driving, and I'm listening to the radio the whole time. I think it was Big Boy in the morning. They just talking about it and shit. And then it was like, bro, I just pulled over, and I was like, I didn't cry, but I was like so sad,
you
bro.
You just had to have a moment to
I'm at work, so I'm like,
realize it.
Yeah, I just pulled over, then I got back on the freeway doing my route, and then LA was so dead that day. It was so like weird.
Yeah, there was an energy in the air.
Yeah, it was like a foggy, not foggy, but like
it was a foggy morning, and that's the reason the helicopter crashed supposedly was because of the weather.
It was so weird, man.
Yeah, that was a bad day.
It was sad.
Oh, Lord. All right. Man. Well, we are coming to the end of our time. So we're going to have Don go ahead and spit his rap for you that he wrote based on current events.
Like I said, man, it's something I want to write, Mawlz. Got inspired. You know what I'm saying? Hey, say less, pray for Ukraine, man. Pray for the world. Don Johnson. Hey, first it was COVID-19, now it's World War III. 2020 just started, now the world at beef. Damn. I'm tired of seeing R.I.P. on the gram and on the news, man, that's all I see. Little kids in Ukraine probably scared for their life. Gunfire, airstrikes, while we sleeping at night, it ain't no fight. Okay, but that don't make shit right. Like you only drink dark, please don't take shit light. 2020, it was Rona, it was looting, now it's Putin. In the city, niggas robbing, niggas stealing, niggas shooting. Grew up in a city where it's blacks killing blacks. Keep that same energy when Biden start recruiting. Russia on a mission, just don't know what it is. I know God got a plan, just don't know what it is. Couple hours from the city, I don't post where I live. Spending money on designer, spend some time with your kids, cause tomorrow ain't promised. I'm just being honest, trying to stop what it's like trying to guard Giannis. Stand for something, you won't fall for nothing. Tune in, Mawlz And Donn, we don't talk for nothing. It's Don John.
That's right.
It's Don Johns.
Closer to my dream.
Hey, I know it ain't a war. Hey. Sing that shit.
I'm closer to my dreams.
Closer to my dreams.
All right, y'all. It's been another great episode of Mawlz And Donn. Episode 6. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back at it again next week.
Yeah.
Tune in.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode, man. Mawlz. Until next week.
Until next week.
We
See
out.
y'all later.
Pray for Ukraine.